Shai, what offensively, you guys just kind of couldn't get it together. You got up to a good start. What happened that you couldn't continue what started throughout the entire game offensively?
I'm not too sure. Just being like in the heat of it, in the moment, it's hard to tell exactly what it was. But I felt like we played like the right way offensively tonight. Got a lot of good looks that we usually make, and just didn't go in. You live with those results. Like, we had the right intentions, made the right plays, right passes, got good looks. Just didn't go our way. That's what it felt like. I don't know exactly what it is.
When you have a change in the offense, a starter, like, Josh been starter all season, does that throw you off at all in getting used to a new starter in the lineup like that with Isaiah starting instead of Josh?
I didn't feel like it. Coach has been like, he's mixed up lineups so much this year. We've had guys hurt a couple times this year, so we've gotten used to like different lineups. I think that has to do with some of it. But we have like everybody be ready to do what they needed to do tonight mentality. So it didn't really feel different.
Mark pointed to kind of what you did about just the way that the offense seemed to flow a little bit better, but he felt like there were some just detail plays that you guys missed defensively that you hadn't missed in the previous couple games. What were some things defensively you feel like might be controllables for Game 6?
It felt like rebounding, for sure. I feel like every time we were about to make a run, they got like offensive rebound. But beyond that, I'm not too sure. Those are just the things that it felt like. I'll have better answers once I watch a film and stuff. But that's what it felt like.
So obviously you guys took 43s tonight. Just how much of what Dallas did defensively do you feel influenced, those attempts?
Yeah, they make you move the ball, make you make multiple efforts offensively, make you spray the ball. Their bigs are parked down there pretty much the whole game. They bump out and stuff like that. But I thought we did a pretty good job of attacking and moving the ball. The looks just didn't really go in.
And obviously, playoff series are designed to, have deep scout, deeper than you would have in the regular season. So, guys like Jalen and Chet, they're under a different microscope than the regular season. Just what have you maybe told them throughout the series as, some of the looks they maybe enjoyed in the regular season are being taken away?
I haven't really told them anything or needed to. I felt like both of those guys are high IQ basketball players and guys that put their hard hat on every night and do whatever it takes for us to win. I'm not worried about those two in a playoff basketball atmosphere at all.
Is this overall, over the course of the series, is this as congested a paint as you've had to attack, would you say, in your career?
This game or in the series?
How they're defending and packing the paint.
It is very congested. I feel like I see that a lot though, with that being my main thing offensively. But yeah, it's definitely an emphasis for sure, and has been a lot. And I think that's why we are passing and spraying out to the 3-point line.
Shai, on a night where you guys only have 8 turnovers, don't let them go crazy on the offensive glass, and just seemed like you guys did all the little things. It just feel like a night that shots just didn't fall.
For the most part, yeah, that's what it felt like. There's probably things. There's 100% things we could have done to probably still get the game. We'll look at those. Don't want to make excuses. You can't always rely on shots falling. Don't want to make excuses. We'll look at those things and try to clean those up for next game, so that even if those shots don't fall, we still have a chance.
Can you go ahead?
The odds of falling behind and going on the road for a perhaps clinching game are against you there. What about the mood of the team and just the mindset of going into a game you just have to win down there?
Yeah, it'll be fun. Our mood won't change. Our mentality won't change. It's one game at a time. We wanted to win this game tonight as bad as we're going to want to win the next game and the next game. So I don't think it'll change too much.
Anybody else? Thank you, Shai.
Tough.
Go first, Go ahead.
Chet, you guys deflected a couple of those lob slams late, but man, they got you early in the game. Can you address the problem and what you can do to fix it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just one thing. There's multiple counterparts that have to kind of come together to limit that, as well as not give up something else while taking that away. So, we just got to get back and film and, see where we can be better for next game on that one. And we're going to do that tomorrow.
Chet, the looks that you guys got offensively from behind the arc seemed like you guys took quite a few and got good ones. How'd you feel about the process on offense despite the results?
Yeah, obviously it wasn't perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but I feel like we did a great job of playing our style of basketball and trusting each other like we've done all year. And even when it wasn't going our way, we continued to trust each other. It led to a couple runs, but we came up short in the end.
Chet, obviously, we talked all series just about the kind of microscope you're under in a playoff series, just game to game, the level of scout, everything, your tendencies, everything. Just how well do you feel you were prepared coming into the series on that front, and just what's that look like, to this point?
I feel like I've prepared, to the highest level that I can. And it didn't start just before the series. The whole season, I've been doing everything to be better for the next game, and that process didn't change leading up to the series. And it's continued throughout the series. I just got to continue to be better and be better for next game to give us a chance to win.
What is it about?
Go ahead, Joe.
What is it about the Dallas defense, or just the playoff setting, just the microscope we talk about, that makes it hard to maybe pop offensively from game to game?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is it's a really good team on the other end, and they're putting their work in just like we are, and they're not going to let it be easy for us, and we wouldn't expect that. So again, we just got to put in the work on our end, and hopefully it puts us in a good spot.
How challenging do you find it that you're such a big option when it comes to the pick and pop, but also you're really needed on the offensive glass and just kind of rebounding? Do you kind of feel like you have to be in two places at one time, or is it really challenging?
Yeah, it's quite hard being in two places at once. It's just kind of trying to find a balance, knowing that you have to do both, and you can't do both on every single play. So, just trying to read the game and see where I can be effective and help make a winning play, and if that's popping or being in position to rebound, or maybe even both sometimes on plays, depending on how it plays out. Just trying to do whatever it takes to win.
You guys have done a really good job limiting Luka, especially as a scorer, throughout the series until tonight. When he gets in that kind of rhythm and you can see, he's feeling good early, what kind of pressure does that put on you guys defensively?
It puts a lot of pressure on you, just like any other really good player. He's going to read what we're doing and how we're trying to take him out and limit him, and he's going to find ways to counter that. And when he counters that, we're going to try and counter that ourselves. So it's like a continuous cat and mouse thing. And credit to him, he made great plays tonight.
Jalen, seemed like you guys, try to get more and more to the attack closeouts, kick, and get good looks from three. What did you like about the looks, and did it just feel like they're just missing, or did you feel like you could have had better process?
It's probably going to sound crazy, but because we didn't shoot it well, but I thought our offense was really good. I thought we tried to do the right thing the whole game. Didn't make shots. I thought our defense was pretty good too. Obviously we had a couple mistakes, but I think we had to kind of foul at the end. So they got to give credit because they made free throws, but we're holding like 95 around there. Just didn't make shots, to be honest. I thought we had a good progression of offense throughout the whole game. Kind of looked like ourselves the whole game. Just didn't make shots, so it's kind of disappointing. A lot of that's me too. Like I didn't make shots I normally make. I haven't really the whole series, so it's kind of frustrating, but it's just one of those things you kind of stick with, and eventually they'll fall. But I think our process was good.
Shai, I'm not Shai. Dub, on a night where
I look like Shai.
On a night where your guys only give up 7 or only have 7 turnovers, you only give up 104 points. Seems like you guys did all the little things correctly. Did it just feel like a game where you guys just didn't hit shots?
I mean, there's always more stuff you can do. Yeah, right now, yes, because that's just what's kind of presented. You know, we shot from the floor for 3. Yeah.
10 for 4, 25%.
There you go. It's just one of those. I thought we had a really good approach defensively, offensively. There's always going to be stuff you can clean up on both ends, but I thought our process was good the whole game. I made a couple plays down the stretch. I think kind of had some bad bounces. I think Shai blocked PJ's 3 in the corner. It hits offside the backboard. He gets a dunk. Some stuff, is kind of out of your control. But yeah, I thought our process was good the whole game. Just lost.
When it feels like that out there, like, what do you feel like some things that you guys can do to like overcome that feeling when you feel like all these other things are going right and you said the process of the offense is going right?
Just don't give in to that theory. Just kind of keep sticking with it. You got to trust each other. We're going to live and die trusting each other throughout the whole game. And, I think the biggest thing is not hang your head when it's not going your way. I thought we did a good job kind of sticking with that process the whole game. Some nights it's a sport. Some nights you can do the right thing the whole game and not win.
Dub, obviously playoff series are designed to take away a team's top scoring options, but how well do you feel you were prepared for just the way Dallas was going to try to take away some of your looks throughout the series?
I think for the most part I kind of knew what they were going to do. I think tonight, I think I got guys a lot of open looks. I think I got myself stuff, and, I want to keep saying the same thing, but, we just missed shots. Still trying to take what the defense gives me and figure it out. Every game's a different adjustment as far as, where my shots are going to come from or, kind of when to go. So, we're trying, different things too. So just trying to trust that process and go through and still be aggressive and kind of find my looks. But, like I said, it's a series. They're making adjustments the same way we are.
And Mark was saying before the game just that you guys were talking, and he was saying that you think you're getting the looks that you like, but you just haven't looked like yourself. Just in this series specifically, you personally, what's been toughest about trying to look how you looked all regular season?
I think just adjusting to their adjustments. Like I said, you kind of just got to play within what we're trying to accomplish as well. I think I've been doing a good job of kind of making the right read. I think sometimes probably should force it a little more, but other than that, it's just one of those things. I'm big on kind of playing within the team like we've been doing all year. We've had a lot of guys kind of step up through that, making the right reads every time, so it's just something I'm going to continue to do, trust them, and also find my spots.
Michael, go ahead.
W mentioned some of those things about just forcing extra shots. Do you feel like they're sort of like using that against you guys in terms of like your unselfishness as a team of like wanting to make that extra pass?
It's probably more of a them question, but I think for the most part, I think our progression's good. Everybody's taking what the defense is giving them. I think tonight we did a really good job of not forcing anything. I thought we cut well, moved the ball well. I think there was times we could every person could probably pick out a time they would be a little more selfish. But other than that, we're trying to play the right way. And like I said, you can play the right way the whole game and still lose. That's just kind of how it is. And I think we can make a couple more defensive adjustments and make shots.
And you've mentioned that you're getting to shots that you like, they're just not going in. How do you sort of deal with that frustration without like letting it get into your head so much that it's like an extra part of the game?
I put up so many shots and work really hard on my game that it's not something I'm going to put my head down for not making shots. Just trust your work. I understand it's basketball. It's a little frustrating, but it's not something that I'm going to stop shooting or getting to those spots. Like I said, I do a lot of work behind the scenes in the summer and, all that good stuff, even during the series. So I'm not going to stop doing what got me here. But, it's annoying, but it's one of those things that, the team kind of needs me to continue to do it. So.
Did the paint feel a little bit more open tonight or still pretty congested?
It felt more open. I thought we did a good job kind of getting them in rotation a little bit more. We were making the right reads, making the right plays, cutting when we were supposed to. Thought we got out in transition, just didn't convert. But, yeah, I thought we were able to kind of get the paint open a little bit.
The effort that you're putting out on defense, do you think somehow that's kind of affecting your offense a little bit, in your opinion?
Mm-mm. I work out for that, and I enjoy playing defense, so I don't really see it as like a taxing thing. But not really.
Brian, go ahead. Saturday, it'll be the first time you guys as a group will face a closeout game. How do you guys feel going into to Game 6?
Confident, like we have all year. I think there's a lot that we can take away from this past game. That was really good. I haven't been able to watch the film yet, but just how I feel right now, I think we got a lot of stuff that we wanted to do accomplished and just kind of lost the game. We know it's a tough task going over there and, winning, but now it's kind of like that first to best out of 3 series, and that's how we're treating it.
Anyone else? You can go last one, Joel, in the corner.
Dub, you said you feel like there's times where you could force more. Just have you felt yourself being passive in this series?
I think sometimes maybe getting caught up in trying to create for others the whole game, and it's kind of a balance that I'm still trying to figure out. Especially like I said, when there's adjustments made the whole game, it's something that you just it's like a touch and go kind of thing. I think kind of realizing that a little quicker in the game would help, but other than that, just trying to get to my spots more, kind of take what they're giving me.
Mark, you can't always control make or miss, obviously, but what did you make of the shots that you guys got from behind the three-point line?
Yeah, I mean, some were great, some were just okay. But the thing I was encouraged by offensively was I just thought we kind of looked like ourselves again stylistically. I actually thought we made pretty good progress in terms of attacks. There was times in games 2, 3, 4 that it just felt like we were in a headlock offensively, and we were just like jammed up against their defense. And tonight I thought there was way more flow. I thought there was way more drive and kick. There was way more stuff that we want to get going. So it's taken us obviously a couple games in the series to like calibrate that. But I thought we were kind of there tonight and maybe missed a couple plays, maybe missed a couple shots, but I was actually pretty encouraged by the process tonight in terms of improving through the series. I thought we improved offensively tonight. I thought defensively we maybe took a little bit of a step back, and credit them. They did a great job.
The defensive stuff, does any of that fall into the category of Doncic getting more free tonight, or was he making more difficult shots similar to the ones that he has been getting?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's hard about, talented players. It's hard to hold them down game after game after game. So I thought he got it going, obviously, tonight, especially in the second half. But it wasn't like egregious breakdowns on that end. It was more little details that, we've been pretty tight on that we maybe weren't as tight on a couple possessions tonight. So the combination of that and then our offense struggling is what led to that.
Mark, just obviously you swapped Josh for Isaiah in the starting lineup. What went into that decision, and what did you like from that look, or what did you think of that look generally?
Yeah, I thought, first of all, it gave us a chance to, get back to some normal attacks on offense, shake the game up a little bit with the opponent, and try to generate some flow to start the game. I liked how we got off to the start offensively, especially. It also gets Josh second unit minutes where he can play make a little bit when Jalen, Shai, Chet, those guys are starting to stagger out of the lineup. So I actually thought it could benefit both units. We'll take a look at it and make the best decisions for Game 6, but that's what the gist of it was.
Yeah, and obviously, like round to round, the defenses are going to look different. I guess the looks that maybe Jalen and Chet would expect are going to be different. Just how much do you feel you maybe prepared them for what this round could have looked like in terms of the shots they would get that they usually do, and just how they would slip into those?
Yeah, I mean, Jalen and Chet are really good players, really important parts of our team. The thing I'll say, we're going through this. Obviously, it's our first playoff run. It's their first playoff run. So everything's a learning experience for everybody. The thing I'll say is, like, in the playoffs, because of the nature of it, you're, high stakes games, well scouted, same opponent, high level opponents. There's no player, regardless of where they are in their career, that doesn't struggle in the playoffs at different times throughout the course of a series. I think Doncic and Irving are a great example of that. I mean, they've had a hard time getting it going. in the series until tonight, and they're as experienced as anybody. So we're going through it for the first time. We got to learn from it, but those guys are going to bounce back. They're really, really good players that we have a ton of confidence in, and we got to continue to work to try to find ways to get them, in rhythm and get them involved.
Yeah, Mark. Better production in the paint tonight, but still not where you guys normally are. What do you feel like has been one of the major issues for you guys not being able to just get established there in the series?
Yeah, I mean, credit Dallas. I think they're doing a good job schematically of trying to slow that down. A lot of it is, Lively and Gafford being in there and just doing a good job of bumping, the low defenders out. We looked pretty hard at that the last couple of days with the team and, modified a couple of our attacks that I actually think was pretty effective tonight. It maybe didn't yield a score or a clean play every time, but again, I thought watching the game, we kind of looked like ourselves offensively from at least a stylistic standpoint, like optically. Obviously, we didn't score 120 points tonight, so we would have liked to, but I did think we made progress, in the gaps between the last couple games on that end of the floor, and now we got to do that again as we go into Game 6.
And paraphrasing here, but earlier this season you said something along the lines about all open shots aren't created equal. How do you feel like the not being able to get established in the paint has affected you guys' shots? Not shot selection, but like missing those shots because it's not you guys playing inside out like you normally are.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe in the other games that was the case. I thought tonight we were able to kind of generate some flow and some rhythm. There was way more possessions, again, that like we attack, ball sprayed out, drive and kick, extra, maybe another attack, like our kind of normal flow. I thought we had a lot more plays like that tonight. And so that's what generates rhythm. And that's all we can control, is to continue to improve on both ends of the floor. So now we got to go back to the drawing board, make the tweaks defensively, obviously, and tighten the screws there. And then offensively, learn from the pictures and take another step forward. But I do think we're in the right direction there.
40's a pretty good amount of three-point attempts for you guys. Probably even pass up another handful. But, I mean, it sounds like you liked what you guys got offensively. Do you think you could have taken more, should have taken less? Where are you at on that?
Yeah, I'm careful to say I loved a 92-point offensive night. But at the same time, I did feel like we were like bumping up against some hurdles there on the offensive end of the floor with the way they were playing us in the last 3 games. And I thought tonight, again, we were able to like find some cracks. Like we made them a little bit more uncomfortable. We had them in rotation a little bit more. We made them a little more late. The guys, I think, are learning through the series and recognize the right reads on a lot of plays. I think there's something to be desired there. We can take another step forward, but I wasn't like bursting with joy with 92 points. But I do think, like I said, we're on the right track in terms of how we're attacking, and now we just got to like continue to get that better and trust that good shots will fall.
You disrupted a couple of those lob slams late in the game, but the average fans driving home saying, what in the world's going on with, 8 or 10 lob slams, it seemed. Well, what do you say?
Well, we never like lob slams, going down in the game. If it's in transition, we certainly don't like them in that part of the game where they're like outrunning us. That happened a couple times. I mean, those are the plays where you don't have a great shooting night that, your margins are really, really thin, and we've got to be better in that area of the game. But the other thing is like they've got a good team and good players that puts pressure on you and puts pressure on the backside of your defense. And so some of those are the cost of doing business over the course of 48 minutes. But, I thought, like I said, our offense took a little bit of a step forward tonight. From a process standpoint, our defense took a little bit of a step backwards.
Mark, the reasons you gave for making the change in the starting lineup seems like those could have applied earlier in the series. Why now? Why before this game did you decide to make that change?
At the end of the day, just like considering all the information before every single game and treating every game as its own life, I just wasn't comfortable doing it up until now. At the end of the day, I'm making a lot of different decisions. They're not all going to be right or wrong. I'm doing the best I can, but I thought it was the appropriate time to take a look at that. mainly to try to, like I said, get us off to a little bit more of a rhythmic start offensively, and then also get Josh in more of a playmaking role where he could play to his identity in the second unit.
How do you think Josh kind of responded to that and played with that second?
Yeah,
unit?
really well. You know, I was impressed by him. I mean, he started every game of his career so far, I think. And so that's a very different feeling for him. He's never come off the bench. And I was kind of factoring in that he would be like calibrating, you know, to a degree when he got out there. And that wasn't even the case. I thought he was like very much in character, obviously scored it, had his floater going, banged a three, you know, so had some good minutes for us there. So I was impressed by how he handled it.
You mentioned the razor-thin margins in the postseason. What's sort of the balance of like getting the guys to not settle, but also necessarily understand that a better shot might not come just with how great the Mavs have been defensively?
Yeah, I think that's, you know, we try to work on that throughout the course of the season as well, you know, and build confidence in the team to take the types of shots we're trying to generate. In the postseason, you know, there's a little bit more prep, a little bit more physicality. The closeouts are a little harder. You know, it's just the nature of this time of year. I think that's why you see the scores, you know, down where they are right now in most games, certainly in this series for us and them. So, you know, we just got to kind of get used to that. But I thought, like I said, offensively, we took a step in the right direction tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thanks.